few years ago, I rented a remote cabin in Oregon for a solo writing retreat. I needed to get away from the city, and this Airbnb had great reviews. Quiet, rustic, just what I needed. The host, a man named Greg, left a key in a lockbox. No check-in, no neighbors for miles. It was perfect. The first night was uneventful. Just me, a crackling fire, and the occasional sound of the wind brushing against the windows. But around 3 a.m., I woke up to a loud bang upstairs. At first, I froze. There shouldn't have been an upstairs. When I booked the place, it was listed as a one-story cabin. I turned on all the lights and walked through the house. There was a small pantry near the kitchen I hadn't opened yet. Curious and a little nervous, I opened the door and realized it wasn't a pantry at all. It was a narrow staircase leading up into the attic. The smell hit me immediately. Dust, rot, and something else, something metallic. I grabbed a flashlight and slowly went up. The attic was cluttered with old furniture and boxes, all covered in white sheets. In the far corner, I spotted a small mattress on the floor. Next to it, an open can of baked beans half eaten, a plastic bag of clothes. Someone had been living up here. I backed out immediately, heart pounding. I called the host. He didn't pick up, but I left a message. Then I called the local police just in case. The cops came out about an hour later. They searched the attic thoroughly but didn't find anyone, just the stuff I described. They said it could have been a squatter, maybe someone using the cabin in between guests. Before they left, one of the officers pulled me aside and asked, "Are you sure the attic door was closed when you got here?" "Yeah," I told him. "I only opened it last night." He nodded slowly. There were fresh footprints in the dust, like someone had walked from the mattress to the stairs last night. I left that morning. Greg refunded me and claimed he had no idea about the attic situation. But something still nags at me. Why were there no footsteps going back toward the mattress? My fiancé and I took a trip to the Smoky Mountains last October and rented a cozy log cabin through Airbnb. It was beautifully furnished and had a stunning view from the back porch. The host, an older lady named Martha, left us a welcome basket and a handwritten note. "Feel free to sign the guest book. We love hearing about your stay." We found the guest book on the coffee table that night after dinner. It was an old, leather-bound journal filled with entries dating back years. Most were pretty normal, people writing about their vacations, anniversaries, family trips. But toward the back of the book, we noticed the handwriting started to change, not just the penmanship, the tone. One entry read, "The man keeps knocking. We didn't answer tonight. If you're reading this, don't open the door." Another said, "He came back, scratched at the windows for hours. We're leaving in the morning if we make it that long." We thought it was some kind of joke. Maybe guests trying to be spooky for Halloween or something. Then we flipped to the very last page. The entry was dated just a week before our stay. "We left in the middle of the night. Something is wrong here. Don't trust the host. Don't sleep upstairs." The weird part was, the cabin didn't have an upstairs. We searched the whole place just to be sure, and that's when I found the pull cord hidden in the laundry room ceiling. It led to a trapdoor. I climbed up with my phone flashlight and peeked into the crawl space. It was small, but someone had been up there recently. Cigarette butts, food wrappers, a notebook. I opened it. Inside were dozens of sketches, faces, all drawn in messy pencil, every one of them looking directly at the viewer, wide-eyed. Some were smiling, some were screaming. We left that night. Later, we tried to contact the host and ask about the guest book. She never responded. The listing was gone a week later. Back in 2020, during the height of the pandemic, my college friends and I booked a secluded cabin in northern Michigan for a socially distanced weekend. The place was gorgeous, modern, clean, and way too cheap. It had a fireplace, huge glass windows, and a massive antique mirror in the main hallway. That thing had to be 7 feet tall. Its frame was dark oak, carved with strange patterns we couldn't quite make out. None of us thought much about it until the second night. One of my friends, Danny, came into the living room looking pale and shaken. She said she saw someone standing behind her in the mirror, someone tall with their face blurred out. She turned around and no one was there. We laughed it off, joked that the cabin was haunted. But then Matt, my other friend, got quiet. He admitted he'd seen something weird too. He said when he looked into the mirror earlier, his reflection wasn't moving right, like it lagged behind just slightly, half a second delayed. I tried it myself and didn't see anything. But that night, I couldn't sleep. Around 3 a.m. I walked past the hallway and glanced at the mirror, and I swear my reflection didn't stop when I did. It kept walking for 2 more steps before suddenly snapping back into place. I fell backward. My head hit the wall. The mirror didn't crack, but I noticed something behind the glass. There were fingertips pressed against the inside of the mirror from the other side. The rest of the night we kept the mirror covered with a blanket. The next morning I decided to look behind it, thinking maybe it was just a 2-way mirror or something. But when we moved it, we found a sealed crawl space behind the wall. A thin slot, maybe just a few feet deep. Inside was a wooden chair, a leather belt tied to the arms, and claw marks, deep ones, on the inside of the wall. We called the sheriff's office. They came out and took a report but said there was no sign of human remains or anything illegal. We left, obviously. The listing's still up, last I checked, but the photos don't show the mirror anymore.